In this video, I would like to talk about two things. One, the directives which were subsequently added or modified, and the other, the directives which are there in other parts of the or outside the directive principle state policy. So, first of all, let me talk about directive principles subsequently added. DPSP, directive principle state policy, subsequently added. Okay, added later on or modified. So, first of all, 42nd Amendment Act 1976, it is also known as the mini constitution because a lot of changes were made in the length and breadth of the constitution. So, directive principle, 3 directive principles were added during that time. In fact, one is Article 39A, that is about the equal opportunity for justice and free legal aid. So, 39A, it talks about the free legal aid, a Western liberal principle. Similarly, Article 43A, it was added, that is a socialistic principle, no doubt regarding this. Article 43A, that is added in 42nd Amendment Act, right of the workers to participate in management of industries. Right of the workers to participate in the management of industries. In the management. We have seen that. And similarly, 48A, Article 48A. Article 48A, it talks about to protect the environment, forest and wildlife. To protect the environment, forest and wildlife. So, these 3 were added in 42nd Amendment Act, then came 40, and also, there is some addition in 39 also, I forgot, Article 39, there was an addition. Let me just remind you, in 39, we added one more point, that I'll just talk about that, that is 39F was added, 39F was added. It says, the children are given opportunities and facilities to develop in a healthy manner and in conditions of freedom and dignity. Children should be developed and children are given opportunities and facilities to develop in a healthy manner and in conditions of freedom. In conditions of freedom. So, to protect the children against exploitation, provide opportunities for healthy development. Children should have the opportunities for healthy development in conditions of freedom and dignity. In conditions of freedom and dignity. Okay, in conditions of freedom and dignity. So, these were the 4, 39F, one more clause was added, but 39A was added, 43A was added and 48A. So, 4 articles were amended through 42nd Amendment Act, then came 44th Amendment Act. During the Janata Party government's time, 1978, they added a clause in 38, Article 38(2). It was added, the state shall minimize inequalities in income, status, facilities and opportunities among individuals. So, 38(2), so let me just see that 38(2) properly. It says, 38(2) says, the state shall in particular strive to minimize the inequalities in income. Strive to minimize the inequalities in income. See, these are the certain things, if you remember, you cannot make even a single mistake from directive principle. 100% you will get all the questions correct. The state shall strive to minimize the inequalities of income and endeavor to eliminate inequalities in status, eliminate inequalities in status, eliminate inequalities in status, facilities and opportunities. Facilities and inequalities in status, facilities and opportunities. Status, facilities and opportunities, not only among individual but also among the groups of people. So, there shall be strive to minimize the inequalities in income and also strive to minimize the inequalities in status, facilities and opportunities of every citizen of this country or the groups of citizens in the country. So, this 38(2) was added, 38(2) was added in 44th Amendment Act, 44th Amendment Act and 38(2) was added. Then came the 86th Amendment Act. This is where Article 45 was modified. This was in 2002. It talks about early childhood care and education of children below the age of 6. Early childhood care and education of children below the age of 6. Early childhood care and education of children below the age of 6. So, that is 86th Amendment Act, 2002. Then finally, 97th Amendment Act, 2012. 97th Amendment Act, 2012. It talks about, it inserted Article 43B. This is about cooperatives. 43 talks about workers. Then 43A talks about the participation of workers in the management of the industry. 43B talks about the cooperative. It says the state shall endeavor to promote voluntary formation. Promote voluntary formation. Then autonomous functioning. Autonomous functioning. Democratic control. Democratic control and professional management of cooperatives. Voluntary formation, autonomous functioning, democratic control and professional management of cooperative societies. So, this is again we can say a socialistic principle, no doubt regarding this. So, it has been added in 43. So, these are the directives which are added subsequently or modified subsequently into our constitution, modified after the commencement of the constitution, we can say. So, we have 42nd Amendment Act, 44th Amendment Act, then we have 86th Amendment Act and finally 97th Amendment Act. Now, coming to another small heading within this, directives in other parts of the constitution. So, directives outside part 4. So, which are those directives that are outside part 4? There are 3 of them. Article 350A. This is about, it is the state shall endeavor for, or it shall be the endeavor of every state and of every local authority within the state to provide adequate facilities for instruction in mother tongue. Adequate facilities for instruction in mother tongue. So, Article 350A for at the primary level, mother tongue at the primary level. At the primary level, there should be adequate facilities for instruction in the mother tongue at the primary level of the school, at the school education, and to children belonging to linguistic minority groups, especially for the children belonging to especially for children belonging to linguistic minority groups. Linguistic minority groups. And the president, now it also says the president may issue such directions to any state as he considered necessary or proper for securing the provision of such facility. So, President can issue direct. Article 350A also says that President can issue directives. President can issue directives to any state for protecting these rights. That means the right of the children to have primary education in their mother tongue. President can even issue directives according to Article 350A. Similarly, Article 351, we have seen this earlier also in the languages, we have discussed this. Article 351 says, it is the duty of the Union to promote the spread of Hindi language. It is the duty of the Union to promote the spread of Hindi language, to develop it so that it may serve as a medium of expression for all the elements of the composite culture. It can be the way English is a medium to communicate these days for all elements of the country right now. We want Hindi to be a medium of expression for all the elements of the composite culture of India and to secure its enrichment. Secure the enrichment of Hindi. It should be the medium of communication, and also secure its enrichment. Secure its enrichment and by assimilating without interfering with its genius, the forms, style and expression used in the Hindustani and in the other languages of India, especially in the 8th century. So, when we promote this, it should not be interfering with the genius, form, style and expression used even in the other languages in the 8th schedule. So, wherever necessary and desirable for its vocabulary, primarily on Sanskrit, secondarily on, anyway, whatever it is. So, the point is promotion of Hindi language. Article 351 is a directive to the Union, whereas mother tongue 350A, it is for the states and the local bodies. And another directive given is Article 335. Please don't forget, Article 335 is another directive. It says the claims of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes shall be taken into consideration. The claims of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes to be taken into consideration while and along with maintaining the efficiency of administration, along with maintaining efficiency in administration. So, efficiency in administration should be taken care, but at the same time the claims of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes also should be taken into consideration while making appointments to services. While making appointments to services. While making appointments to services. So, Article 335 says that the Union, the state shall endeavor and should look into the claims of the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes without compromising the efficiency of administration while making appointment, because you know very well the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe communities were not represented earlier in the government. They had almost zero representation. They were not treated as equal citizens earlier, and we would like to make it, we have to make sure that in a true democracy, if you want a vibrant democracy, all sections of the society should be represented in government. Then only that true democracy will be working. So, that is Article 335 there, the claims of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes should be taken into consideration while making appointments to the government services. And finally, as we know, even these three directives outside 350A, 351 and 335, these are also not justiciable. These are also not justiciable. Maximum progress we can say, I mean, in fact, 335, definitely a lot of progress is there. We are implementing and we are ensuring reservation in the country. But 350A, 351 and all, beyond a point, we have not implemented much. And there are serious, there is a lot of issues involved in it, and there is a lot of suspicion, especially in South India, regarding the promotion of Hindi language, especially in Tamil Nadu. There is a lot of opposition to that, because there is a fear in Tamil Nadu that Hindi is being imposed on Tamil language, or rather at the cost of Tamil language, which naturally the people of Tamil Nadu, and in fact in entire South India, we are all emotional about our language, the Dravidian languages. So naturally there are issues in implementing these directives. So, but these are some of the directives outside the part 4 of the Indian Constitution. So, one I talked about with the directives subsequently added or modified, and second part I discussed which are the directives outside part 4 of the Indian Constitution. Both are again important in the perspective from the point of your preliminary exam. Please memorize these facts.